in a land where ancient stone walls tell stories spanning 5,000 years. Where modern cities pulse with an energy that would astonish their Viking founders. And where Europe's highest sea cliffs guard secrets of an untold Ireland. This is Ireland, a country where each stone holds a story, each path leads to discovery. From the bustling lanes of Dublin to the windswept peninsulas of Kerry, each corner writes its own tale in the grand story of this island. From the dramatic peaks of Donegal to the cultural heart of Galway, centuries of tradition blend with modern vibrancy. In the next hour, we'll take you on a journey through destinations that define this ancient land. You'll discover hidden waterfalls, walk medieval streets, and stand at the edge of towering cliffs. This is not the Ireland of postcards. This is Ireland as you've never seen it before. Dublin, Ireland's vibrant capital, where centuries of history blend with modern vitality on every street corner. Here, along the River Liffey, 1,000 years of stories flow through the heart of Ireland's capital city. From the cobbled streets of Temple Bar to the Georgian elegance of Merrion Square, each district writes its own chapter in Dublin's tale. This is a city where medieval castles stand beside gleaming tech hubs, where traditional pubs share streets with avant-garde galleries. In St. Stephen's Green, beneath centuries-old trees, locals and visitors alike find refuge in this urban oasis. As evening falls, the city transforms. Street musicians fill the air with song, while the smell of fresh Guinness drifts from historic brewery gates. North of Dublin's bustling streets, the charming coastal town of Malahide offers a gentler pace of life, where seaside serenity meets rich history. Along its pretty streets, Georgian architecture and colourful shopfronts create a picture-perfect Irish town, beloved by locals and visitors alike. At its heart stands Malahide Castle, a fortress that has watched over these lands for more than 800 years, its gardens telling stories of centuries past. By the marina, modern yachts bob gently in waters once sailed by Viking longships, while nearby, golden beaches stretch into the horizon. Perched on a rugged peninsula north of Dublin Bay, Howth stands as a testament to Ireland's enduring connection with the sea. This historic fishing village, though now a sophisticated harbour town, still maintains its maritime soul, as fishing trawlers bring in their daily catch alongside sleek yachts. Above the bustling harbour, the cliff-top path reveals panoramic views across Dublin Bay, where seabirds soar on Atlantic winds and seals occasionally surface in the waters below. Along the harbour walls, the morning's catch tells the story of a community that has lived by the tides for centuries, while ancient stone buildings whisper tales of Viking settlers. As daylight fades, Howth's famous lighthouse stands sentinel, its beams stretching across waters that have guided sailors home for generations. In the ancient heart of Ireland's eastern realm lies Wicklow Mountains National Park, where granite peaks rise from heather-clad valleys to touch the Irish sky. This vast wilderness, sculpted by glaciers millions of years ago, unfolds across 20,000 hectares of mountainous terrain, each valley and peak holding stories of Ireland's natural heritage. Through these mountains, the glacial valley of Dunloe carries whispers of ancient times, where crystal-clear lakes mirror the surrounding peaks in their depths. Here, mountain streams cascade down rocky slopes, feeding pristine lakes that have witnessed centuries of Irish history, while wild deer roam freely across moorland and ancient woodlands. As mist rolls across the mountaintops, revealing and concealing ancient stone pathways, the true majesty of Ireland's wilderness comes into focus, offering a glimpse into the raw beauty that has shaped this land since time immemorial. Rising gracefully from the banks of the River Nore, Kilkenny stands as one of Ireland's finest medieval cities, its narrow streets and ancient walls echoing with 8 centuries of history. Dominating the city's skyline, Kilkenny Castle commands attention from its hilltop perch, its grey stone walls and imposing towers a testament to Norman power and medieval craftsmanship. The city's medieval heritage lives on in its limestone lanes, where centuries-old architecture tells stories of merchant guilds and monastic orders that once shaped life within these ancient walls. Standing proud in the heart of the city, St. Mary's Cathedral rises in majestic Gothic splendor. Its soaring spire, a masterpiece of 19th century architecture that draws the eye skyward. As evening light filters through stained glass windows and casts long shadows across cobbled streets, Kilkenny reveals itself as a living museum of Ireland's medieval age, where every stone holds centuries of stories. At the majestic meeting point of the Shannon and Abbey rivers stands Limerick City, where medieval architecture rises proudly alongside centuries of Irish heritage. King John's Castle, an enduring symbol of Norman might, commands the riverbank with its massive stone walls and circular towers. Watching over the waters that have sustained this city for over 8 centuries. As daylight fades over the Shannon's waters, the city's landmarks cast their reflections across the river's surface, creating a timeless portrait of one of Ireland's most historic riverside cities. Along the Shannon estuary, the romantic silhouette of Dromore Castle rises from ancient woodlands. Its Gothic towers and ornate stonework telling tales of 19th century architectural splendor. Spanning the mighty Shannon, Thomond Bridge stands as a testament to engineering heritage. Its ancient stones linking the medieval heart of Englishtown to the vibrant streets beyond. Munster, Ireland's most southerly province, cradles within its bounds some of the island's most dramatic landscapes. From towering Atlantic cliffs to fertile river valleys, from ancient monastic sites to vibrant medieval cities, this land of 6 counties holds within its embrace a tapestry of Ireland's most iconic scenes. County Cork, Ireland's largest county, unfolds as a landscape of contrasts, where rocky headlands guard sheltered harbours and ancient market towns preserve centuries of tradition. Here, the influence of the Atlantic shapes not just the coastline, but the very character of the land and its people. Rising proudly from its harbour, Cork City stands as Munster's largest urban centre, where the River Lee splits and rejoins around an island core. Georgian streets and bustling waterways tell the story of a merchant city that has reinvented itself for each new age while honouring its historic roots. In Kinsale, bright painted buildings cluster around one of Ireland's most picturesque harbours, where fishing boats still bring their daily catch to shore, continuing a maritime tradition that stretches back through centuries. Cobh's Victorian promenade faces the Great Harbour, where millions of Irish emigrants began their journey to the New World. Its cathedral spire reaches skyward above the multicoloured houses that climb the steep hillside, standing witness to both departures and homecomings. Along the coast, Bantry town nestles between mountains and sea, its sheltered bay offering safe harbour from Atlantic storms. Here, where mountains meet the ocean, the wild beauty of West Cork begins to reveal itself. The Beara Peninsula writes its own epic along Ireland's Atlantic edge, where mountain passes open to reveal stunning seascapes, and ancient copper mines tell tales of industries long past. This rugged finger of land reaches into the ocean, offering some of Ireland's most dramatic coastal drives. At Mizen Bridge, engineering and nature join in spectacular harmony as the pathway spans the churning Atlantic waves below. Leading visitors to Ireland's most southerly point. Mizen Head marks Ireland's southwestern extremity, where dramatic cliffs face the full force of the Atlantic. Here, amid the ruins of an old signal station, visitors stand at one of Europe's great land's ends. watching waves crash against rocks that have endured millennia. County Kerry holds some of Ireland's most cherished landscapes, a realm where mountains, lakes, and ocean meet in spectacular harmony. Here, ancient traditions remain strong in what many consider the most authentically Irish corner of the island. Kilkenny National Park unfolds as Ireland's first national park, where the McGillicuddy's reeks create a mountainous backdrop to pristine lakes. Ancient oak woodlands shelter native red deer, while waterfalls tumble through forests that have stood since the last ice age. Within the park's embrace, Killarney town serves as a gateway to these natural wonders. Its streets pulse with an energy born from centuries of welcoming travellers, while its lakes reflect the changing moods of Kerry's skies. Rising dramatically from the Atlantic, the Skellig Islands stand as monuments to early Christian devotion. These rocky pyramids, particularly Skellig Michael, preserve the remains of a 6th century monastery, where stone beehive huts still cling to the precipitous cliffs. The Dingle Peninsula reaches into the Atlantic like a finger pointing to the setting sun. Its winding roads reveal ancient stone forts, early Christian oratories, and views that stretch to the distant horizon. Through the heart of the peninsula, the Gap of Dunloe cuts a dramatic path between the Purple Mountain and McGillicuddy's reeks. This glacial valley, with its winding track and series of lakes, tells the story of Ice Age forces that shaped Ireland's landscape. Along the peninsula's edge, Coominooll Bay captures the wild beauty of the Atlantic coast. Its golden strand framed by dramatic cliffs that have starred in epic films. Near the tip of the peninsula, Lower Ringfort stands as a testament to Ireland's Iron Age past. This perfectly preserved stone fort offers glimpses into the daily lives of those who sought safety behind its walls over 1,500 years ago. County Clare emerges as a land of stark beauty and musical heritage, where limestone landscapes meet Atlantic waves. Here, the rugged west coast of Ireland reaches some of its most dramatic heights, while inland, a unique geology creates otherworldly vistas. The Burren stretches across northern Clare like a lunar landscape. Its bare limestone pavements creating one of Europe's most unique environments. In the cracks between these ancient rocks, Arctic and Mediterranean plants grow side by side, a botanical paradox that exists nowhere else in the world. Rising from the Atlantic in majestic defiance, the Cliffs of Moher stand as Ireland's most visited natural wonder. These towering walls of layered rock face the endless ocean, rising more than 700 feet above the churning Atlantic waves, their dark stone telling stories of Earth's ancient past. In Doolin, a small coastal village with a big musical heart, traditional Irish music has found its spiritual home. This unassuming place, where the Burren meets the sea, has become a cornerstone of Irish musical tradition, its legacy carried on the Atlantic winds. In the heart of County Tipperary, the medieval town of Cashel stands guard beneath Ireland's most iconic ecclesiastical site. Where the legendary Rock of Cashel rises dramatically from the surrounding plains. This ancient stronghold, once seat of the High Kings of Munster, soars skyward on its limestone throne. Its weathered walls and round tower cutting a majestic silhouette against the Irish sky. Within the rock's mighty walls, centuries of Irish history unfold through sublime medieval architecture. From the dignified grandeur of the cathedral to the exquisite Romanesque chapel, where faded frescoes whisper stories of ancient devotion. Through the cathedral's empty windows, views stretch across Tipperary's fertile plains. The same verdant landscape that drew Ireland's earliest kings to build their fortress upon this sacred limestone rock. In Ireland's ancient heartland, Lough Derg stretches across 3 counties like a great inland sea. Its waters reflecting centuries of history along the mighty River Shannon. Created by the last ice age, this vast expanse of freshwater harbours countless islands, each one a repository of Ireland's spiritual heritage, where monastic settlements once flourished in splendid isolation. The lake's diverse shoreline weaves between gentle hills and sheltered bays, creating a landscape that has drawn settlers and spiritual seekers for millennia. The lake's expansive waters, dotted with verdant islands and historic ruins, continue to mirror the changing skies of Ireland, just as they have since the dawn of Irish Christianity. Rising proudly along the banks of the River Suir, Waterford stands as Ireland's oldest city, where ancient heritage meets the pulse of modern life. At the city's heart, the historic Viking Triangle preserves centuries of stories, where the Gothic spires of Holy Cross Cathedral pierce the skyline, a testament to medieval craftsmanship. The Thomas Francis Meagher Bridge spans the mighty River Suir like a silver ribbon, connecting the ancient city to new horizons, while along the North Quays, modern development signals Waterford's evolution into the future. South of the city, Tramore Bay sweeps in a magnificent arc. Its dramatic coastline, watched over by the iconic Metal Man Towers, standing sentinel against the wild Atlantic waves. Along the bay's golden strand, where waves meet shore in eternal rhythm, Tramore Beach stretches into the distance, a natural treasure that has drawn visitors to Waterford's coast for generations. From the historic buildings that line the quays to the gentle waters where boats still ply their trade, Waterford maintains its timeless connection to the waters that have shaped its destiny. Connacht, Ireland's western frontier, unfolds as a realm where wild Atlantic coastlines and ancient landscapes create a symphony of natural grandeur. Here, in Ireland's most rugged province, mountains rise from misty bogs, and the ocean has carved some of the island's most dramatic shores. Along this untamed coastline, County Galway emerges as the cultural heartbeat of the West, where the wild spirit of Connacht finds its most powerful expression, from towering cliffs to musical traditions that echo through time. Standing at the edge of Galway Bay, Kylemore Abbey rises like a Gothic fairy tale amid the rugged splendour of Connemara. Its elegant towers and Victorian walled gardens create an unexpected vision of refinement in this wild landscape, telling stories of romance, tragedy, and spiritual devotion. Surrounding the abbey, Connemara National Park unfolds in a tapestry of heather-clad hills, pristine lakes, and windswept bogs. This raw landscape, watched over by the distinctive peak of Diamond Hill, represents one of Ireland's last true wildernesses. Galway City pulses with an energy all its own, where medieval streets echo with music and storytelling. This vibrant harbour city, once a medieval trading post, has evolved into the cultural capital of the West while maintaining its historic maritime character. Off the coast, the Aran Islands stand as guardians of ancient Ireland, where stone forts perch on towering cliffs and the Irish language still flows as naturally as the tide. These three islands, Inishmore, Inishmaan and Inishere, preserve a way of life that has endured for centuries. Travelling northward along the wild Atlantic Way, County Mayo emerges from the rugged coastline, its landscapes growing ever more dramatic as mountains and cliffs rise to impossible heights above the churning Atlantic below. Achill Island, Ireland's largest island, captures the raw beauty of the Atlantic seaboard. Connected to the mainland by bridge, its dramatic cliffs, sweeping beaches and mountains rising straight from the sea create a landscape of breathtaking contrasts. Nestled along the River Moy, Ballina stands as Mayo's largest town, where Georgian architecture meets river valley charm. Known as the salmon capital of Ireland, this historic town maintains its connection to both river and sea. As the wild Atlantic Way continues its northern journey, County Sligo rises from the landscape. A place where nature's artistry reaches new heights and poetry seems to flow from the very rocks themselves. In Sligo's heartland, the distinctive profile of Ben Bulben Mountain dominates the landscape. Its dramatic tabletop formation creating one of Ireland's most recognisable natural landmarks. This ancient rock formation, sculpted by Ice Age glaciers, stands as an eternal sentinel over Yeats country. Ulster, Ireland's northernmost realm, tells a tale of dramatic landscapes where ancient myths and legends still echo through glens and valleys. Here, where mountains meet the sea in spectacular confrontation, nature has carved some of the island's most unforgettable vistas. Where the province first rises from the Irish Sea, County Louth stands as the gateway to Ulster's wonders, where Ireland's ancient past and vibrant present intertwine. This historic county bridges the gap between the modern bustle of Dublin and the timeless landscapes of the north. Along Louth's coast, Carlingford nestles between mountain and sea. A medieval town whose narrow streets and historic buildings tell tales of Vikings and Norman settlers. Here, beneath the watchful gaze of the Cooley Mountains, ancient stones whisper stories of Cú Chulainn and Ireland's heroic age. Following the coast northward, the walls of Derry rise proud and defiant, telling tales of siege and survival. This city of spires and bridges stands as a testament to resilience, its ancient ramparts now embracing a vibrant cultural hub where history lives in every stone. Beyond Derry's walls, County Antrim unfolds in a tapestry of natural wonders and human achievement. Here, the landscape writes its own epic along the Causeway coast, where each headland reveals another chapter in Ulster's story. Belfast City pulses with an energy born of reinvention, where historic shipyards that once launched the Titanic now house museums and galleries. This capital of the North bridges past and future, its Victorian architecture standing alongside bold new developments that signal its renaissance. Along Antrim's coast, Portrush emerges as a seaside jewel, where golden beaches sweep beneath dramatic cliffs. This historic resort town, with its harbour carved from ancient rock, offers a gentler pace where the ocean's rhythm sets the tempo of daily life. As the coastline turns westward, County Donegal reveals itself as Ireland's wild corner, where the untamed Atlantic has sculpted a landscape of raw beauty and ancient mystery. Here, in Ireland's most northerly reaches, nature still holds dominion. Rising from the Atlantic in majestic defiance, the Slive League Cliffs stand among Europe's highest sea cliffs. These mighty walls of stone, nearly 3 times higher than their more famous cousins at Moher, plunge dramatically into the churning Atlantic below. At Mizen Head, Ireland's northernmost point, the wild Atlantic puts on a spectacular display of natural power. Here, where ancient rocks meet ocean swells, the landscape speaks of elemental forces that have shaped this coast since time began. In the heart of the county, Glenveagh National Park unfolds as a wilderness sanctuary. Beneath the shadow of Mount Errigal, its castle stands as a romantic vision amid native oak woodlands and pristine lakes. While golden eagles soar above valleys carved by ancient ice. The island's wonders are truly unforgettable. But there's always more to explore. From vibrant cities to untouched natural landscapes, the journey never ends. Until next time, let the wonders of travel guide your spirit. Click on the video that's appearing now to continue your adventure and uncover even more incredible destinations.